Hey, it's Mirban Aranshad from Tennis Files, and if you want to level up your double strategy, then this video is for you. Inside this summit preview video, my friend Will Boucek from Tennis Tribe will show you the most common poaching mistakes and how to fix them. And if you want to watch the full-length masterclass of this video and over 40 others featuring incredible coaches like Gigi Fernandez, Paul Anacone, Dr. Mark Kovacs, Will Hamilton, Scott Baxter, Peter Freeman, Edgar Giffenig, and many more, then go to tennisfilesummit.com to get your free ticket to watch all these sessions and more. That's tennisfilesummit.com. Now, please enjoy this video of the most common poaching mistakes and how to fix them with Will Boucek.
Let's dive into the mistakes. So mistake number one is moving sideways when you poach. I see this. This is probably the most common mistake I see at the club level. Players will follow this red arrow you see in this picture on the right instead of the green arrow. So I want you to take a diagonal path towards the center net strap area. And when you're moving sideways and trying to volley forward, you're going to end up missing a lot more volleys. You're going to try to volley. You're going to have to volley with your arm instead of having a little bit of forward momentum. So that's the key with one of the keys with poaching and one of the common mistakes I see. So I want to go over a few examples here with you very briefly. So to help illustrate some of these mistakes and really learn from some of the best net players in the world, we're going to go over some pro points for each of these. These are all matches that I've analyzed over the years and have picked out some specific points where the pros are poaching the right way and sometimes the wrong way as well. All of these mistakes happen at every level of the game. I see top 10 doubles players in the world get these wrong, and they're still constantly trying to improve. So again, this first one, a lot of club level players do this. So they're moving sideways. They're doing kind of a side shuffle as they poach. And when they're making contact with the ball, since they're moving sideways, yet they're trying to hit the volley in this direction, it's going to make for a much weaker volley. You're going to miss more volleys, and you're also going to hit a much weaker volley, a less clean ball, and it's not going to get through the court faster, even if you're trying to angle it off this direction or in this direction. You really want to have some forward momentum. So we're going to look at some pro points here where they do a nice job of getting forward, and it's very subtle. If you go and watch a pro level match, you probably won't be able to see this with the naked eye, which is why I love this tool. I can really slow it down. So our focus here is on this player at the net. Kevin Kravitz is his name, and I want you to watch him as the ball lands and as he starts his poach. So he's right now in the middle of the service box, and he starts, his right foot starts to get forward. He split steps a little bit closer to the net, and he's got that forward momentum to make this volley a little bit easier. If he had just gone sideways, like I see a lot, let's clear that one. If he had just gone sideways, like I see a lot of players do, he would not have been able to reach this ball. There's no way. He would have been a little bit late. Maybe he would have framed it or just missed it altogether. So he did a really nice job of kind of taking this diagonal path across with a little bit of forward momentum. We'll look at one more here. This is Rajiv Ram serving and Joe Salisbury at the net. They've won the U.S. Open 3 consecutive years. And Joe Salisbury is in a little bit closer to kind of a club level position. So I'll see a lot of club players start a little bit closer to the service line than the net, which I think is okay as long as you get that forward momentum. So again, the serve lands, and he's taking a big step, a big split step forward across for the poach here and makes it a really simple volley. So most of his momentum is forward, not sideways. On the previous one, it was a little bit closer to sideways, but still a little bit of forward momentum. So the key, again, is to have some forward momentum, whether you want to start a little bit further back, like Joe does here, or start a little bit closer like Kevin did in the last video. You can take a path like this if you start a little bit further back. If you start a little bit closer, you can take a path like this. but you've got to be moving forward when you make contact with the volley, or else you're going to hit a weak volley and you're going to miss a lot more often. So hopefully that helped you. Next, mistake number 2 is trying to cover the other side of the court. So in this image you see here, the server is serving to the ad court. The net player is in a traditional formation. She is on the deuce side, and if she were to poach, this is kind of a mindset mistake that a lot of us make at the club level. One thing that we think we have to do when we poach is we have to get all the way over to the other side and cover the other side of the court. But in reality, what you should be thinking about is covering a certain window over the net. And usually that window is going to include the area above that center net strap. So instead of going all the way to the center of the other service box, and this is kind of tied in with mistake number 1. So because a lot of players think they have to get all the way to the center of the other service box, to get there fast, you have to move sideways. But if all you have to do is get to that center net strap, that's a lot less distance for you to cover. So you can take a diagonal path. And any return that lands in this red area, so any cross-court return, has to go through this window. So if you're able to cover this window with your poach, you're covering this entire half anyways. So I want you to think about covering a window instead of covering the entire half. And we're going to go over a few examples here very briefly so that you can see this in action. So we'll look at a few more pro examples here. And again, this is really a mindset mistake. A lot of us at the club level think when we poach, we have to get over to the other side and cover the entire half of the court. So in this case, it would be, we think we have to get all the way over here to the deuce side because our partner is going to serve, and then come over here and cover the ad side, and we're going to do a full switch. And what that does is it makes us go a little bit too far, and we let a lot of returns come through the middle of the court here. So in reality, for them to hit this ad court, let's say they hit a really wide return. Look at where this ball is going to cross the net. It's crossing right through the middle. So let's clear this. So instead of thinking about covering this entire half, let's think about covering a window over the net. So let's cover this. And any balls that come through here are going to land in the deuce court. So we're technically covering the deuce court without getting all the way over there. So this is going to make us a lot more effective. We're specifically going to be able to hit a lot more volleys on returns that come through this area here, because we're not going to go all the way over to the middle of the other service box. So we're going to look at a few examples here. This is, again, Joe Salisbury and Rajiv Ram. This is a called poach. You know that because you can watch the server, Joe. He's going to come to the left here. But let's look at Rajiv at the net. He is in a pretty aggressive regular formation. He takes his split step forward, and he's poaching, but he's still on the left side of the center service line. So again, he's covering a window. Oh, let's clear that. He's covering a window right here and kind of giving up this, what would be a ridiculous cross-court angle return. And he knows that this is going to be a wide serve as well, which means he can stay even further to the left. So again, if you watch him, he's split stepping to the left of that center service line. And then even though the return's coming cross-court, and this return's probably going to land somewhere over here, he's able to pick it off. So you can see how aggressive he was on that. So we'll look at one from the ad court here. This is Ina Shibahara serving, and then her partner Shuko Aoyama is at the net, who is actually only 5'1", but she's one of the best net players in the world. She makes a mistake here that I'm going to illustrate in a second, but I want you to watch her poach. She's again in the middle, and she's actually closer to this same side she started on. So what window is she covering? She's covering this window here over the middle net strap. And more of that window is on her side than it is on the other side. So another way to think about this is when you're poaching, move from where you are to within one racket length of that center net strap. So you should be able to reach out with your racket and touch the middle net strap here. That is another way to think about it. So in this case, she moves sideways, but doesn't quite move forward. So her first step is forward, and she has some forward momentum there, but then she starts her side shuffle. And because she's doing that side shuffle, she's not able to get anything on this volley, and the opponent's able to stay in the point. So that's a mistake at the pro level, mistake number one that we went over a little bit earlier.
All right, I really hope that you enjoyed this video of the most common poaching mistakes and how to fix them with Will Boucek from Tennis Tribe. And if you enjoyed this preview video and want to watch the full-length video of this masterclass and over 40 others, then go to tennisfilessummit.com. That's TennisFilesSummit.com to get your free ticket to watch all the 40 plus masterclasses and live sessions during the week of April 22nd to 27th at Tennis Summit 2024. We'll see you there.